Attention shoppers! Please move to the back of the store immediately.
The back of the store? I whispered to Daniel. Don't they mean the front of the store to pay for our stuff? It was 8:50 p.m. and 10 minutes ago closing time. We brought our two kids out on this late night Walmart excursion in the hopes of bringing off some energy. Instead, they were just throwing tantrums for new Legos and Hot Wheels. It was a disaster. But apparently, this disaster was just beginning.
Please move to the back of the store immediately.
The voice repeated overhead.
This is not a drill!
I glanced around, but the other shoppers were just as confused as I was. An old lady looked up at the ceiling, scrunching her face. What the hell? A dark-haired woman asked her boyfriend, pushing a cart full of garden supplies. Didn't you hear? Older man said, leaning over his cart, a bowl of water and canned food. We're on a tornado watch. One touched our in Sarville. A tornado? It was definitely storming outside. I seen the black clouds rolling from the east earlier, but it didn't look that bad.
Do not stay out in the open! I repeat, do not stay out in the open!
There was a pause, and an explosion of sound as everyone began to mobilize. Carts rolling, panicked voices, feet slapping on the floor. No, this can't be happening. I hurried down the toy aisle, tucked on my arms, Daniel and Jackson following me. 3 zigzaggy turns, and then we're in the electronics area. I glanced at the TVs on the wall, and pictured the floor of his car underneath them.
Stay away from the windows and doors!
The voice continued on the loudspeaker.
And do not attempt to exit the store!
Is it safe here? Daniel shook his head. Big open areas aren't good. I'm going to check in back, see if there's a break room or something. You stay here, okay? I nodded. Arms shaking, I sat down on the ground between 2 shelves of video games. Tucker sucked on the bottom of my arms while Jackson began to giggle. Is it time to get this store? And everything will fly around real fast? He asked with a big stupid grin on his face. I don't know. A tornado. A real-life tornado, like you see in the movies, plowing through our town. It was so unfathomable. We were New York natives, transported here to India only 6 months ago. I'd never been in a tornado much in my entire life. Daniel jogged back into view. Everything's locked up, he said as he joined me on the floor. But listen, if our view is a big town, the chances they'll hit this Walmart, I think we'll be okay. I never should have brought us here. You didn't know, none of us did. He wrapped his arm around me. They should have warned us, like an emergency alarm on our phones or a tornado siren or something. The voice overhead ran again throughout the store.
Do not stay out in the open! Do not make yourself visible! That includes security cameras. Please move to a spot that is not visible to any cameras.
I frowned. What does that have to do with tornadoes? A feeling on unease in the pit of my stomach. I glanced up and saw several black globes descending from the ceiling, hiding the cameras within. I guess we should listen and get out of sight, I whispered. I grabbed Jackson's hand. Daniel picked up Tucker and we jogged down the central aisle. The store was the eerie sight, abandoned shopping carts askew in the aisle, full of everything from pies to batteries to plants. Footsteps echoed throughout the store, and people unseen at found their new hiding places. We dodged a shopping cart full of soda, ran through kitchen wheels, and then stopped in the Easter decoration aisle. There was a camera in the central corridor, but as long as we stayed in the middle of the East aisle, it would be invisible. The floor was carts on the floor next to demented-looking Easter bunnies. I'm hungry, Jackson whined. Shh, Mommy. I grabbed a bag full of chocolate eggs and ripped it open. Here, candy. Happy? I whispered, thrusting it in his hands, then I leaned back against the metal shelves, panting. But I didn't have long to rest. A mechanical whine overhead, and then the voice came through the speakers again. Keep away from aisles with food. If you have food with you, leave them move to a new hiding place. If they open wounds, cover them with clothing. What the? That had nothing to do with keeping safe from a tornado. We should make a run for it. Daniel whispered me, starting to stand. But the tornado... I don't think there is a tornado. Listen, do you hear any wind? I listened, but all I heard was silence. No howling wind, no shaking ground, no projectiles clang against the roof. Maybe it's still coming. I know what I'm saying doesn't make sense, but to go outside. We need to get out of here now. He grabbed Jackson's hand as he held Tucker in his arms. Come on. Daniel, I don't think it's a good idea, I whispered. But the next words from the intercom changed my mind.
Assume a fetal position and place your hands on your head. Close your eyes and do not open them for any reason.
Let's go. We broke out into a sprint and ran down the central aisle. Cameras be danged. The front door appeared in front of us, a little black rectangle looming in the distance. As we got closer, I saw Daniel was right. There was a tree at the border of the parking lot under street mount. It was perfectly still. We continued running, past the clothing area, past this next line of checkout aisles. I ran towards the sliding glass doors and fed my legs would carry me. Almost there. The doors didn't open. No. Daniel slammed his body against the door. He rattled underneath him. I tried to squeeze my fingers into the gap between them to try and pull them apart. They didn't budge. They locked us in. I whispered, I don't want to go home. Jackson said. Tucker was beginning to fuss too, making low noises as he was about to start full-on wailing. I turned around and that's when I saw him, a Walmart employee. He was sitting on the ground at the end of one of the checkouts, facing away from us, wearing a familiar blue vest with a golden starburst. Hey, let us out! He didn't reply. Do you hear me? I don't care if there's a freaking tornado. Unlock the door and let us out. Again, he said nothing, but in the silence, I could hear something. A wet, smacking sound. I stared at the man, slightly hunched over, still faced away from me. Was he eating something? The speaker crackled to life. Attention. Please do not talk to any Walmart employees. My blood ran cold. The smacking sound stopped, and then slowly the man began to stand. He placed his palms on the conveyor belt and pushed up, and I could see they were stained with blood. I backed away, but my legs felt they were moving through a vat of honey. No. Fingers locked around my arm and yanked. Come on! Daniel shouted. I sprinted after him, deeper into the store. Tucker stared around me and over his shoulder. Jackson ran as fast as the little feet would take him. I was vaguely aware of the slap sound around behind me, but I didn't dare look back. Daniel ran through into the back clothing area and swayed, dodging circle racks of t-shirts and wooden displays of baby clothes. As he skid to a stop and ducked into the dressing room area. Here, he whispered, motioning out one of the rooms. We piled inside, locking the door. Daddy! Jackson started. You listen to me very carefully, I said, crouching to his level. You had to be absolutely silent. Do not say a word, okay? Jackson looked at me and then Daniel. He nodded soundfully. I'm going to try and call 911. Dan whispered, transferring talking to me and pointing on his phone. He tapped on the screen and then frowned. What? We don't seem to have any service. I don't. Thump. I grabbed Jackson and pulled away from the door. Four of us huddled in the corner. I held my breath. Thump. Under the gap of the dressing room door, men's feet in black shoes. They slowly took a step forward, deeper into the dressing room. Don't move, I whispered, holding Jackson. The man took another step. Don't move. Don't move. Don't. Tucker let out a soft cry. The man stopped. His feet turned, pointing at us. No. Tucker let out another cry, louder this time. Nails dug in Daniel's head. No. A hand appeared. It slowly pressed against the floor, stained with blood. Then his knees appeared as he lowered himself down into the gap. No. Could he fit under? The gap wasn't small. It was like the stall door to a bathroom. And if he flattened himself against the door, there was a chance he could fall under. I watched in horror as his stomach came to view. his blue Walmart vest as he lowers his body to the floor. Then he pushes his arm on the gap and blinding swept against the floor, as if feeling with for us. This is it. We're all going to die. Then he lowered his head. His face, oh god, there was something wrong with his face. He smiled up at us with a smile that was impossibly wide, showing off blood-stained teeth. His skin was so pale it was nearly blue. His eyes, they were Milky Way, without pupils or irises. I opened my mouth to scream.
Attention shoppers!
A voice began overhead.
Please make your way to the front of the store and make for your final purchases. We will be closing in 10 minutes.
What? And then, before I could react, something unseen jerked the man out of view. A strange dragging sound followed, as if someone was dragging his body out of the dressing room area. I stared at the door, shaking. Tucker's cries ran in my ears, but he didn't come back. And within 10 minutes, the usual hubbub of Walmart returned. Voices, footsteps, shopping cart wheels along the floor. Shaking, I finally got up and unlocked the door. The store looked completely normal. People were lined up at the cash registers, placing their goods on the conveyor belts. Employees were scanning tags, printing receipts. People walked towards the glass doors, and when they did, they slid open. As we slowly walked towards the exit, I spotted the over man who warned us about the tornado earlier. What was that? I asked, unable to keep my voice from shaking. He shrugged. I guess that mixed us. What a miracle, huh? Give us a smile. He disappeared out the glass doors into the night.